Here we go. That's the original. Ain't Gonna Hurt Nobody by Brick.
There you go.
Yeah, that was one of my go-to tunes way back in the day. There's just so many things that you could talk about when you're, over a certain age, things that you were doing back then. All right. Well, you ready to go? I'm going to tell you who didn't hurt anybody. The Cleveland Cavaliers. Anyway, this is Thursday, March 16th, 2023, 223rd year of our Lord Jesus Christ. We are here today on Amazing Great Sports Network. I am Clay Morris. This is Eric James from Boston. I am in sunny Florida. He is in, is it sunny up there?
It's sunny Boston. Sunny Boston.
He's in, what's the temperature again?
Probably 49 degrees.
Man, it's humid up there. 49 degrees.
Yeah, in the wintertime, it's been crazy.
Did you guys get any snow?
2 or 3 inches.
Snow. So they're ready to go. All right, we're ready to
go.
Snow,
everything's west of us and north of us.
That's it?
That's it. Some places got like a good 5 feet, 6 feet of snow, but we didn't get it.
That's
all
good.
The higher elevations, though. I don't know.
Yeah, forget about it. Yeah. Take the no snow. It's always better. What do we got here? We got the Western Conference today, right?
Yes, sir.
There's a lot to talk about in the Western Conference. Is any of it good? I don't know. Let's give it a shot. All right, let's start it off.
It depends if you're talking about Houston, it's real good. But go ahead.
They got a 2-game winning streak.
There you go.
Who would have thunk? They beat the. Well, we'll get into that.
We'll get there. Yeah,
we'll get into that. The Philadelphia 76ers with Joel Embiid, James Harden, and Ben Simmons. Tyrese Maxey. Let's just put Tyrese Maxey in there. They traveled to Cleveland, Ohio, to take on the Cavaliers. And they beat them 118-109, 118-109. Now, this game went back and forth. As a matter of fact, Philadelphia was only up by 1 point going into the fourth quarter. But Joel Embiid proved to be too much. We're going to start it off. First, with Leon Tucker, also known as PJ Tucker. He played 35 minutes, and he scored a Draymond-esque 5 points. That's right. Tobias Harris, 31 minutes, 2 for 7. Okay, 2 for 7. You get paid to shoot more than that, Tobias, for 7 points. So he and PJ combined for 12 points. They really had to do some work, the rest of the guys, and they did. Joel Embiid, 12 for 19, and he had a lot of blocks. Joel was blocking some shots. 4 blocks, 3 of them were at the rim. 3 of them were at the rim when the guy was trying to jam the ball. Joel came out of nowhere. That was that. 36 points on 12 for 19 shooting.
He was also 10 for 10.
10 for 10 at the free throw line. Immense game. Carried the team. Tyrese Maxey, 8 for 14 and 35 minutes for 23 points. And Mr. James Harden is back to his falling down, tripping over his leg self. Yes. He had, in 40 minutes, he scored 28 points. 8 for 18 and 3 for 9. But he shot 12 free throws. So that's when I know he's back in his bag again. They're giving it back to him. There's a push to have Philadelphia not only make the playoffs, but go pretty far because they've enabled James Harden to do what he does best. Other than that, off the bench, there was 19 points scored, 11 of them by Shake Milton. I always tell you, I love this guy. I would like to see this guy in the Celtics uniform. He works really hard. They won't give him any run in Philadelphia at all. He has to come off the bench to do it. But when he plays, he really 20%, and he can do some things. Cleveland, on the other hand, well, Cleveland just didn't get it done at home, where they once had the best record in the Eastern Conference, home record. I don't know what's going on now. They're getting beat at home by Philadelphia. Well, they have Joel Embiid, so that's understandable. Evan Mobley really didn't show up. Nope, Evan played 39 minutes. He was 5 for 10. 5 for 10. He's not going to get it done. 13 points. He was a minus 15 in a plus minus, so he was not getting it done on defense either. Lamar Stevens, 12 minutes. Didn't see much of him. 6 points. Isaac Okoro, 24 minutes. These guys just aren't shooting enough as far as I'm concerned. But he was 3 for 6 for 9 points. Darius Garland, 6 for 17, 15. And Donovan Mitchell, 9 for 19 for 21 points. Not very good shooting odds right there. Donovan did not carry the show. C.D. Osman came in 30 minutes and gave him 15 points. And Karis LeVert, former New Jersey Net, before Kyrie got there and they jetted him out, played 36 minutes for 24 points. There were 6 do not play coaches' decisions for Cleveland. And I don't know why, because they could have used some of these players. They didn't get the job done. There was only.
But their bench carried. They got what? They got 45 points off.
They got some points off the bench. They needed some more.
They need some points from the starters.
What do we have? 2 of the starters, 5 and 7 points. They got 12 points. Well, no. 2 of the starters gave him 15 points. That was Lamar Stevens and Isaac Okoro. Not shooting enough.
Yeah, you got to average at least 20.
Yeah.
At least 20.
Not very good. That was it. That's all I got. That's all I got for you with 76ers and the Cavaliers.
And we move on over to the Grizzlies and the Heat. If you bet on the Grizzlies, you lost because the Heat played.
The Heat, the Miami Heat. Yeah.
See with the Grizzlies. They play every once in a while. I thought they only play when they played the Celtics, but I guess they play with other teams as well. Let's see. Mr. Jackson Jr., Jaren Jackson Jr., 28 minutes, 10 for 15 field goal for 25 points.
Not bad.
Mr. Xavier Tillman, 23 minutes, 4 of 6 field goals for 8 points. Come on, buddy. Come on. Dylan Brooks, 27 minutes, 3 for 7 shooting for 7 points. There you go. Come on, buddy. Mr. Tyus Jones got some burn. 28 minutes, 5 for 10 shooting for 11 points. And my man
Desmond Bane,
22 minutes, 4 of 11 shooting for 11 points. Let's see. The bench gave him 57 points, which wasn't too bad because everybody got
Luke
some
Kennard
burn.
gave him 14 out of there. And Kenneth Lofton Jr., no relation to Kenny Lofton of the Green Bay Packers way back when. And a Zaire Williams. There's a Zaire Williams that plays for the Memphis Grizzlies. Close to Zion, but not quite. Not quite.
Gave him 12 points. Zaire. Let's see, Miami. My man Clay's favorite guy, Kevin Love. 18 minutes, 3 of 7 shooting for 10 points.
He's doing what he does.
Jimmy Butler, 28 minutes, 6 of 11 for 23 points. Not bad. Bam Adebayo. There we go. 33 minutes, 10 of 15 shooting for 26 points. Mr. Gabe Vincent, 22 minutes, 4 of 5 shooting for 10 points. And my man
Tyler Hero,
34 minutes, 9 of 14 shooting for 24 points. Not bad. Let's see. With the Heat, their bench gave them 54 points. High scores were, let's see.
Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero. Oh, I mean, off the bench. Caleb Martin.
Off the bench.
Caleb Martin and Matt Strus.
Caleb Martin gave him 11 points. And let's see.
Mr. Matt
Strus. Mr. Strus, Max Strus gave him 33 minutes for 12 points as well. Gave him a total of 54 points, so it pushed him out over the bucket. And they win.
It gave him something to shoot for. They got it done. They got it done. They beat him by freaking 19 points. The Grizzlies are just falling apart right in front of our eyes. And we'll get to talk about the Ja Morant interview. I know you didn't see it, but I'll give you a little information as to looks like he was reading from a script. You know, this kid's only 23 years old. We'll talk about that. He's only 23 years old. He should not be in front of a mic right now at this time. The Sacramento Kings the surprisingly whatever they are, second place leading Sacramento Kings flew into Chicago to smack around the Chicago Bulls like everyone else does, and they did so. You know, Chicago has won 31 games, but they just lost 37.
The big number's on the wrong side.
You know, let's just get right to it, okay? The Sacramento Kings. No, you know what? I'm going to start off with the losers first because I want to go into the winners. I like being with the winners. Let's get rid of the losers so we can get to the winners. DeMar DeRozan for Chicago. Okay, DeMar DeRozan played 40 minutes. Was 10 for 20, 33 points. Nikola Vucevic, 35 minutes, 8 for 22. Nikola had a terrible night. And this is a guy who plays around the rim. So the closer you to the rim, the better your field percentage should be. But not in this case. It didn't happen. 8 for 22. And he tried to shoot 7 3-pointers, of which he made none. Okay. 20 points. Gave him 20 points. Pat Beverly, the guy they picked up to make the playoff push, as they said. This is what Chicago floated out there. They were picking up Pat Beverly to make a playoff push. Pat Beverly gave him 3 points in 29 minutes.
Ooh.
1 for 7, 3 points. I mean, Chicago's management, whether it's the Bears or it's the Bulls, always saying things that border on insanity. If you know the guys they're talking about, okay, we're picking up Pat Beverly to make a playoff run. You must be kidding me. Who do you think is going to believe that? Pat Beverly? He's an addition, but he's no one you pick up for a playoff run. But they floated out there, and everyone's supposed to go, whoa, the Bulls are trying. No, you're not. Okay.
Well, if they double his playing time, you'll get 6 points.
If they double his playing time, he'll be playing 60 minutes. He'll be playing more than he played 29.
He'll get 6 points then.
Yeah, well, maybe then they can make a playoff run, right? Anyway, Mr. Zach LaVine, 7 for 22 in 36 minutes. Remember, I always say that Zach LaVine is a volume shooter, which means he shoots a lot to score whatever little baskets he does score. He shot it 22 times to get 25 points. Okay, let's just go to this is the reason why they're losing. Let's just go to Ayo Dosunmu. Oh, Ayo was out there for 28 minutes, and he shot it 5 times for 3 points.
Wow.
So Pat Beverly gave you 3 points. Ayo gave you 3 points, and you can just call it a day after that. Patrick Williams is playing better off the bench. They were starting him. He did zip when he was a starter. He got 13 off the bench, and Kobe White gave him 12. They were plus 13 and a plus 5, and everybody in the starters were negatives. Okay, let's get to the winners, the Sacramento Kings, because I believe winners should get the most play or publicity, more airtime than losers. Domantas Sabonis is still Saboning them. Yeah, he is. 40 minutes. They could give him some rest, though. 6 for 10. He didn't shoot the ball, and he didn't take a 3-pointer. How do you like it? A big guy who doesn't go out there and try to shoot 3-pointers. Love it. Love it. Okay. Had 17 rebounds. I could just throw the sheet away right now. When you have a big guy who won't go out there trying to shoot 3-pointers and it gets underneath and gives you 17 rebounds, you're going to be a winner, and the other guys quit, and they were. He got 14 points, but that really didn't matter. Harrison Barnes, they just ought to just sit this kid. Sit this guy. He's just having a terrible year. Something has to be wrong, but, he's played in almost every game that I've covered. 35 minutes, 3 for 10, a plus 13. So he's actually playing defense while he's out there. Pretty darn good. Plus 13, has 17 points. Keegan Murray, 30 minutes, 9 points. DeAndre Fox, the big shooter on the team. And DeAndre used to be like Zach LaVine, a volume shooter, but he's not anymore. 12 for 17. 4 for 6 from the 3-point line, 32 points. And if you can get somebody to shoot that efficient, you're going to win in the NBA. Kevin Huerter, 5 for 10, 28 minutes, 15 points. They got nothing of notice off the bench except for Malik Monk, who gave him 19, and he is their guy who comes off the bench to do just that. Give him points off the bench. He was 6 for 10, 24 minutes, 19 points. Mr. Trey Lyles, I think that's his name, was suspended by the league for his actions the other day, shoving Giannis for no reason. Should be suspended for a couple of games because, the NBA just can't condone this type of behavior where somebody feels like the game. And this is at the end of the game. This is at the very end of the game with 5 seconds left. With Giannis just dribbling out the clock.
Yeah, head up the 4-point
swats at him and then tries to, then just gives him a shove from and then Brook Lopez said, "Okay, listen, buddy, we ain't having none of that." And he tried to get tough with Brook Lopez, and he got walked back about 25 feet. Brook got him by the throat, started walking him back, and all that toughness started fading out. He was looking for a way to get out of there. But it's just bad attitude. This should not be happening in the NBA. Professionals, these are supposed to be professionals who are as well. Even though if you don't want to be, you are a role model. The kids are watching you and basing their behavior. Sorry to say, but basing their behavior and attitude on you. Now we move on to your favorite team, Mr. James.
The big-time Lakers went on down to Houston. Houston at 17-52. And they lost.
They beat up on the Celtics 2 days ago.
Yeah, I know. Houston's on a winning streak. Hold on now. They coming up. All the way up.
No, they ain't enough time. They have to cut that journey short.
Rue Hachimura.
Woo, baby, you hit. Woo! I'm playing the lottery today, baby. I'm playing the lottery. This is my lucky day. Just nailed that sucker, man, like Harry Aaron knocking it out the park.
Hey.
I'm just saying.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
Listen, we walk by faith, not by sight, bro. Sometimes you think you see, but you don't.
You're right. I'm in faith. You know what? Let me just put my papers down. Carry on, brother.
17 minutes, 2 of 5 shooting for big 5 points.
Big 5 points.
Negative 15. He walked in there with Mr. Jared Vanderbilt. 35 minutes, 6 of 13 field goal shooting. He got shot 2 3-pointers he lost, and he got 13 points total. Mr. Troy Brown Jr., 25 minutes, 3 of 5 shooting, 8 points. Mr. D'Angelo Russell there. 34 minutes, 5 of 17 shooting for 18 points. Big time Malik Beasley, 32 minutes, 6 of 17 shooting for 16 points. And let's see, their bench gave him 50 points. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, they did.
Reeves.
Everyone maligned Austin Reeves. I guess Austin Reeves is better coming off the bench.
He must be. 27 minutes, 6 of 14 shooting for 24 points. And your boy Schroeder came off the bench.
Yep, that's where he belongs to, right on that bench.
25 minutes. He gave him 3 of 10 shooting for 16 points. Wow. So, I don't know. Maybe they try to make some adjustments, but it still wasn't enough. Playing the worst team in the league.
Well, there's two guys out there that weren't playing. Two of your guys. Right. When is your namesake, Mr.
You're playing
James?
You're playing the worst team, even with.
And the other guy is Anthony Davis.
Should have won.
I guess they thought that they don't need Anthony Davis out there in order to play against this team. Is that what they thought?
Well, that's a fact. They shouldn't need him. How about that?
Ooh.
But anyways,
I think Houston took offense to that. How do you like that?
Let's see. And they won. Let's see.
Yeah, Houston didn't take too kindly to that slight. You don't need to play Anthony Davis against us.
Yeah, that's cool. So Jabari Smith Jr. came out there and gave him 37 minutes, 6 of 17 shooting for 18 points. Mr. Kenyon Martin Jr. gave him 33 minutes, 7 of 11 shooting for 16 points. Mr. Alferen Sengun.
That guy was lighting it up in the beginning.
31 minutes, 6 of 10 shooting for 13 points.
That guy was lighting it up.
Yeah. Mr. Kevin Porter Jr., 39 minutes, 11 of 16 shooting for 27 points. Not bad.
Not bad.
And Mr. Green, Jalen Green, 38 minutes, 4 of 13 shooting for 11 points. Let's see. Their bench gave him 29 points. High score was Mr. Tate. Jason Tate gave him 21 minutes, 6 of 7 shooting for 13 points. And then you had Mr. Josh Christopher.
Yeah, Josh Christopher.
Gave him 13 minutes, 5 of 6 shooting for 12 points. And there you have it.
There you have it. The Lakers go down. Down go the Lakers. Down go the Lakers. Down go the Lakers.
They're on the way up. They're on the way up. Now, this was a very frustrating game.
Speaking of teams on the way up, we have the Boston Celtics. That's right.
They got to get their ass together, man.
They won in Minnesota.
Barely won.
Well, listen, that's a tough team. That Anthony Edwards guy, man, he's that guy's terrible. A handful.
Edwards is on fire, but still,
Tatum that guy's a handful. He's
terrible.
You know, they had Karl Anthony Towns. I don't know what the league would be doing with this team right now. Okay, they are that good. They're that good. I wouldn't hesitate to say they'd be at the top if Karl Anthony Towns is playing. Anthony Edwards has come into his own this year.
Anthony Edwards was on fire. He was on fire last night.
He's been like this the whole season.
With him.
Really? He's been like this the whole season. Well, let's just get to the game here. Mr. Anthony Edwards was losers, so losers go first. On the Amazing Grace Sports Network, the Minnesota Timberwolves with Anthony Edwards, who had a very good game. They started with Jaden McDaniel. He played 33 minutes. He only gave him 14 points. Kyle Anderson played 36 minutes. He only gave him 15. Rudy Gobert played 29 minutes with his bad knees and all, but he was 6 for 8. He only took 8 shots and he made 6 of them. And it's hard to beat that. You got to love that. But for a guy who's 7'8", he only got 6 rebounds. Yeah, but you got to do a little bit better than that because Anthony Edwards out-rebounded you, and we'll get to him. Mike Conley, who was a recent where did he come from? Where was Mike? He wasn't with the Timberwolves this year. He got traded to the Timberwolves. Well, anyway, it escapes me. I'll check into that. Mike Conley was out there, played 30 minutes, got 7 points. And Anthony Edwards was out there 38 minutes, 10 for 20. 5 for 8 from three-point line, from the three-point arc, so he couldn't miss. A +5 while he was out there. He led all of the starters because everyone else who was a starter was a negative. Anthony Edwards was the only guy out there as a starter who had a plus in the plus-minus column. 28 points. And I think his average is 26 points a game anyway. He's had some very high 40s, a lot of 30s. He's been carrying this team, and because Karl Anthony Towns has been out since Christmas. So he's been carrying this team. They did get 15 points off the bench from Nazi Reed, for a total of 23 points. That was it. That's all they got, and it wasn't enough. Even though they were playing at home in front of a home crowd, they couldn't get it done because the mighty Boston Celtics were in town. Yeah.
Well, Conley came from Utah Jazz.
Conley? He was with the Jazz, and then he got traded there. Okay.
He was at the Grizzlies at first, went to the Jazz, and came back to the Grizzlies.
Woo! So wait a second. I was right. He was with the Grizzlies. Then they traded him. Then he still came back. Okay, great. Fantastic. Right. The Boston Celtics came into, I believe it's St. Paul, Minnesota. Minneapolis, St. Paul. Yeah, that's where they play. Came into Minneapolis, home of Prince and all the Purple Rain stuff that's still paraphernalia that's going on there in Minnesota. And they put the boots to him by 2 points. But anyway, they won the game. That's what I'm saying. Jason Tatum had a very off night. 37 minutes, 4 for 16, 0 for 8 from the three-point line, which brings up a very salient point that Mr. James brought up last week and the week before about the Celtics. When the three-point shot is not falling, what do? And they almost lost it because the three-point shot was not falling for one of their main shooters. He went 0 for 8. He should have stopped at 0 for 4. Once you go 0 for 4, you can just stop and just take the ball to the hoop. Post your butt down low, okay? And start.
He did start going to the hoop until old boy pushed him from behind.
Rudy Gobert.
Almost, cost him. Yeah, Robert almost gave him some serious injuries there. But he's not built for the banging, man. I mean, when it comes down to it, man, I'm a little worried going into the playoffs because when it get hot and heavy, man, you got to be able to take them poundings, man. You got to go in there with two hands for a slam. You can't go with one because you might need to hang on for a minute. Come on, man.
Yeah. It's correct. I think they got to post him down, and if they put Al Horford out there, the free throw line, forcing Rudy Gobert to come out there, do a couple of trickerations as Mr. Don King would put it. We're going to do some trickeration, get some things going here. Anyway, he had 22 points. Al Horford, 32 minutes, 11 points. Marcus Smart, 4 for 12 with 9 points. Derek White, 3 for 8 with 9 points. Thank gosh there was a Jaylen Brown in the house last night for the Boston Celtics. Played 37 minutes, went 12 for 24 for 35 points. Because that saved their butts. They only got 18 points from the bench. Yeah. Blake Griffin, who can barely get off the ground, gave him 4. Grant Williams, who's like the slowest guy in the league, gave him 2. And then they had Sam Hauser gave him nothing, and Malcolm Brogdon gave him 12. 12 points. Malcolm Brogdon and Jaylen Brown saved these guys keisters in cold, frozen Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Yeah, they got to do better.
They were lucky to get out with a win. I will say this, though. Jason Tatum had 12 rebounds. So he got in there and applied himself on the defensive board. 12 rebounds, he had 11 defensive rebounds, 1 offensive rebound, a block, and 2 assists.
They just didn't move the ball well last night.
No, they didn't.
They lost a lot. I mean, a lot of their passes got picked off. I mean, it was just terrible.
Well, you got to start swinging it inside. Eric, you got to get the ball down. You just can't swing because someone's going to just jump the passing lanes and then they're off to the races.
Somebody got to set some picks too. Horford don't set enough picks.
Horford,
and you miss Williams when Williams ain't there, man. It's just like, man, their big man status is just terrible.
They have no big man.
You're right. Come on.
Well, you get the next one. You get your boy Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic. Ooh, they didn't play.
My man, Kyrie. Uh-oh. Wow, neither one of them, huh?
Nope, neither one.
Wow, they still won. All right, next game, Dallas Mavericks.
Wait a second. Who are they playing?
San Antonio.
With that Hall of Fame coach. Popovich is his name.
Come on. Leave Pop alone. Dallas Mavericks and San Antonio. Dallas went on down to San Antonio and whooped that butt without their starters. I think their starters are sitting home discussing how they're going to learn to play together.
Well, they're not going to. They're going to sit up for the rest of the year until somebody can set up a peace summit so they can sit down together before they get back on the court and decide who's going to get the ball more than the other. Or does Luka really have to run up the court with the rest of the guys?
Luka ain't going to run.
Does he? Is that cruel and unusual punishment on Luka's part? Making him run? Sheesh.
You don't want to play that run ball. You want to slow it down.
He want to walk it up.
Slow it down. You walk it up every time. All right, we have Mr. Kleber.
Max Kleber.
Mr.
Max Kleber. He was a pretty good.
Where you get an I from with an E? Where you get an I from with an E?
It's just the way they pronounce it.
Kleber. Okay.
But that's what he calls himself. I mean,
He's a long E or a short E? Which one are we doing there? School teacher?
They're giving him an I.
I'm just asking. Ain't no I in there.
There's no I
silent? Okay. All right. Maxi Kleber. Okay. Kleber. 28 minutes. 1 of 4 field goals. He gave him a big 3 points. Mr. Reggie Bullock, 46 minutes. Oh, man, he's out there for a long time.
Yeah.
6 of 11.
He ain't been doing nothing all year. They said, we're going to get some work out of you tonight.
Yeah, man. Then we got Mr. Dwight Powell, 29 minutes, 8 of 8 shooting, and 22 points. Mr. Josh Green, 45 minutes, 9 of 18 shooting.
Can you believe it? Can you believe
21 points. Mr. Jaden Hardy, 38 minutes, 5 of 17, shooting for 22 points. Mr. Wood came off the bench.
Yeah,
Christian Wood gave him 28 minutes, 8 of 17, shooting for 28 points. And Mr. Wright, the fourth, McKinley Wright, the fourth, gave him 23 minutes, 11 points. He did 4 of 5 shooting, which gave the Mavs. Oh, they gave him 38, 48, 49 points.
49 points coming off the bench.
Off the bench, yeah.
They were able to produce 49 points off the bench.
Off the bench. Wow, that pushed them over the top there.
They had a chance
then
of
we had
winning. No, actually, they won. So maybe the 49 points did it because there wasn't much else happening on that team.
Then we have the San Antonio Spurs. Let's see, smart man.
What we got here?
That one.
Okay. Oh, I got this one.
Sandal. Anyway.
I'm just going to call him Mamu. Sandal Mamu. You guys think we're kidding. If you guys look at this name, what's it? Mama Lekabulis?
Mom Ukel. I'm going to go with
Mama Lekabulis. Mamu Kelabilis. Something. Yeah, he's got like 6 syllables in his last name, so forget about it. He becomes Sando Mamu. Gave him 10 points, though.
Yeah.
I don't know where Popovich is finding these players.
He's working it out. I
don't know where he's finding these players, but he's making it happen.
Come on. Where we at? Keldon Johnson?
Yeah, Keldon Johnson.
This is your game, man. What are you doing?
What do you mean this is my game? This is your game. I got the next game, buddy.
Oh, is it? Okay. Keldon Johnson, 36 minutes, 11-25, shooting for 27 points.
That's right. You're halfway through. You did Dallas. Finish him up.
Mr. Graham gave him 33 minutes, 4 of 8 shooting for 13 points. And Mr. Trey Jones, 32 minutes, 6 of 11 shooting for 13 points. Mr. Romeo Langford, 21 minutes, 5 of 17 shooting for 17 points.
17 points.
Let's see. Off the bench, we got Branham. Mr. Malachi
Branham.
Okay, Malachi. Give him a new name. 29 minutes, 8 of 12 shooting for 20 points.
Yeah, 20 points. Malachi did.
Mr. Blake Wesley gave him 23 minutes, 4 of 10 shooting for 11 points.
Now, that's a biblical name, Malachi.
That's it.
It is. Yes, sir.
That's it.
Malachi.
And San Antonio won.
Wait a minute. San Antonio.
That's that game.
San Antonio lost. The Mavericks.
Lost.
Mavericks won.
Mavericks won.
That's right. That's your team. See, and you like your team so much. You just did your team, and then you didn't want to do San Antonio. Just wanted to throw them on me.
I gave him a win, though.
You did. When will Kyrie be back? Does anybody know?
Playoffs.
See if we can find some information on that. As I take on the Warriors, who traveled down to Los Angeles to take on the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, one Los Angeles team lost, but the second Los Angeles team, the Clippers, won a game. Yes, they did. They beat the Warriors. They actually did. Now, it shouldn't have been this tough to pick this game because the Warriors have lost 8 straight road games. And they lost this one, so it makes it 9 straight, which means they absolutely suck on the road. They are 7-27 away from San Francisco, from their arena. 7-27 away from home. 7-27. I can't make this up. Let's just get on to it, and we'll start off with the losers. which was the Golden State Warriors. Draymond Green was out there on the court playing 35 minutes. He took 7 shots, made 3 of them. The referees actually had the nerve to send him to the line. Anyway, he was 1 for 1 from the 3-point line. A -5 while he was out there for 8 points. Yep. Draymond averages 8, and he got his 8, so I'm sure he's happy he got his average. Kevon Looney, 25 minutes. Kevon didn't have a very great game either. 3 for 8, 6 points. So you got Kevon and you got Draymond. 2 stars gave you 14 points. I guess you could live with that. You would like to get 24, but you can get 14. All right. Because when you got like Steph Curry, you got a guy like Steph Curry who played 39 minutes, was 20 for 28 for 50 points. You can overlook Kevon Looney's and Draymond Green's.
But that's just so off balance, though.
I know.
It's just so it just doesn't make any sense, man. I mean, we hit 50 points if I guess is needed, because if they don't hit 50 points,
it's a blowout.
They lose, but they're still going to lose.
Yeah.
Because they're so unconnected this year. They just are not connected at all.
Nope.
He's doing 50. Clayton's doing 15. So holy smoke.
Yeah, Klay Thompson gave him 15. He shot the ball 16 times. And Dante DiVincenzo, which I don't know why he's out there, 4 for 10 for 10 points. I guess they thought he was going to give him some firepower. Well, they were wrong. He led the team with a -12 in the plus-minus column. So he was the weakest link. And, you know, as much fun as I'm going to make of that, Steph Curry, even with his 50 points, was a -11. Steph is not noted for his defense. Jordan Poole.
No, not at all.
25 minutes, 6 for 11 for 19 points. And after that, there's not much to mention on the bench, but they did give him 38 points off the bench, 19 of which, well, half of which came from Mr. Jordan Poole, who, you know, is back. He's not going to walk off the court when he doesn't get the ball from Draymond Green. He's going to play. Unlike Draymond Green, he's going to walk off the court when he doesn't get the ball from Jordan Poole.
Yeah. Yeah.
That being said, let's move on to the winners. There was a Paul George and a Kawhi Leonard sighting at the same time yesterday.
Oh.
Okay. Paul George gave him 24, and Kawhi Leonard gave him 30. The Kawhi Leonard is definitely a difference maker. Now, when we do these podcasts, we have a lot of fun talking about stats and players and games and what the nuances of the game. But Kawhi Leonard, 10 for 19, a +11 in the plus-minus column. Okay? 30 points. That's a quiet 30 points, sort of, kind of. Okay? Also giving you 8 rebounds and 5 assists. This is why this guy, when he's on the team and when he's on, he adds so much to a team. He does everything.
Quiet killer.
He gives you rebounds. He gives you assists. He gives you a good average with the shooting. He's out there. Led the team with 30 points with a +11. Okay, then we have Mr. Marcus Morris. Okay, I don't know why he's still playing, but he's out there. He played for 15 minutes and gave you 2 points. He was the weakest.
That's your brother, though. That's your brother.
I'm telling my brother it's time to retire. It's time to retire. Marcus, you ain't got to retire, but they should not be starting you. It's embarrassing. Okay? They should be bringing you off the bench to bang a couple of times and get some putbacks.
Sit down. Sit down.
Yeah, sit down. Ivana Zubac played 30 minutes. He had 19 points. And Mr. Russell Westbrook, Mr. Westbrick, as I've been known to call him, and Russ got offended by that because he gives 100%. But Russ, you don't have the finest shooting touch, and you are a volume shooter. And if somebody called you Westbrook, you should just take it with a grain of salt. Or Westbrick. That being said, you played 27 minutes. You shot 6 for 16. Proving my point. For 15 points.
Oh,
okay. Yes, that's what he did. Who do we got here? Erick Gordon. Erick Gordon actually saved this game for the Clippers because he came in and hit a slew of three-pointers toward the end, which kept the LA Clippers in the lead and allowed them to win this game. Without Erick Gordon, they go down. They don't even win it. They ought to be thanking their lucky stars that Erick Gordon, who started off as a Clipper, was traded to, well, actually, he was in Houston earlier this year and then came back to the Clippers where he originally started and is doing wonderful things for him. That might be more of an important pickup than the Russell Westbrook pickup because Erick Gordon gives them timely shooting and a guy who can actually hit the three-pointer when you need a guy to hit the three-pointer, not just shoot it, but actually hit it and have confidence that this guy, if he's open, is going to hit this shot. That's Erick Gordon. They got 44 points from the bench, and it was enough to win the game because Erick Gordon was part of the bench. Now, let's move into the Western Conference. And as we do, we're moving into the Ja Morant conversation. There was a Ja Morant interview on with Jalen Rose. I think they set up a bunch of interviews with sports personality announcers in some sort of rehabilitation of his, image. But the kid is 23. I think he attended 1 year of college. He's not polished in speaking. He's not very mature. It looks like he was reading from a script. And I don't think he needs this. I think he just needs time. I don't think he needs to be trotted out in front of an audience and, hoping and praying that he says the right things or that he's going to say the right things and that he's going to be okay. And this guy has some warning signs. And, my position is that they're not doing any favors by rushing him back. And I think his family ought to take exception to it and want something different, but it appears that they're on the gravy train also.
Yes, it's too bad. These young guys don't get surrounded by positive figures anymore. And
right.
I don't even know if there's many out there these days. It's like
There's you and me. They could have called one of us in.
Come on down, Jamal. Morant, you come hang out with us every week. Every week.
Let me get a hold of Ja Morant, man. After just close that damn door. Okay? Yeah. He come out, he'll be able to hold it, and let him be with me for 3 months. Mm. He'll be a whole changed person. I guarantee you he'll score 10 more points a game.
Yeah. You gotta make
Not only will he be a changed person, he'll score 10 more points a game. His whole attitude will change. He won't be these lackeys anymore. He won't be this faction's lackey or that faction's lackey. He won't be the servant and servant. He won't be the guy who's just standing there with a grin on his face. He'll have a purpose when I'm done with this kid. And he'll probably have read the Bible back and forth at least twice. All right, so nobody will be able to tell him anything. He'll know exactly what he should be doing, what he wants to do.
Mm-hmm. There you go, right there.
And I dare say, if they put Ja Morant with you, wouldn't take but a week before their attitude starts changing. Because we're going to have to check them. Don't you ever say that again. Matter of fact, you just sit there and be quiet and let me do all the talking so you can start learning something. I don't want to hear anything out of you until I tell you you can talk.
You can't learn none if you're always talking.
Well, what's the Western Conference look like here? Let's give it a rundown. Time is of the essence. What we got? You take it off. You take the lead on this one.
We got Denver Nuggets holding up that lead with 46 wins, 23 losses, 30-6 at home, 16-17 away. 5-5 of their last 10. They got a losing streak.
They're a losing streak of 4?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
That's not good.
Sacramento Kings. Yeah. It's not good because they're creeping on them. They're creeping. Sacramento Kings, 41-27. They're 4.5 games behind Denver. Denver do another 5-game loss. They'll be in second place. They're 21-14 at home, 20-13 away. They got a winning streak of 1, and they won 8 of their last 10.
That's pretty good. Yeah, 8 of the last 10. Yeah. They're pushing it. They're pushing that envelope.
Yeah. Grizzlies.
Memphis
Grizzlies are 41-27. They're actually tied with the Kings, so they're pushing them. They're 28-5 at home, 13-22 away. They're on a losing streak of 1. That's the only reason why they're tied. If they win a couple more games,
yeah, but they're 6-4 in the last 10 games, and Sacramento's 8-2.
8-2.
So Sacramento has caught them.
So we'll see how it goes. But they're still tied in the standings though. So they gotta get their winning streak going.
Woo!
You got the Phoenix Suns, so I say they're gonna creep on them too. 37-32, 22-12 at home, 15-20 away. They got a losing streak of 3. They lost the last 3. Jesus. And they're 5-5 for the last 10. So they have to
That's right.
I think Kevin's not
back.
This
is getting ugly now. Devin Booker can shoot the ball a lot, but Devin Booker averages 1 assist a game. That's not good.
You got to get your team going. You
Wait a second. You said the team. It's not all about him. Oh, telling these young players that. What they're gonna do?
Come on now.
The self-esteem is going to go into the trash can or something. They won't be able to handle it.
Well, Phoenix better get right because the Clippers are right on your tail.
The Clippers want some of that.
They won their last 4 games. They're 5. They won 5 of 10. A winning streak of 4. Then you got the Warriors and stepped up to number 6.
Yeah, but the Warriors, do you really think that they got something going there? I mean, they ain't going.
They're not going
what
nowhere.
What are they? 3-20 something away from home.
They
5 and something away from home.
They're
7-27 away from home.
7-27 away. 29-7 at home. They're on a losing streak of 1. They won 6 of their last 10 games.
No, that's not going to get it done. Let me take over with the Timberwolves, with the Minnesota Timberwolves here. Because these guys are even 500. 500. Well, that we can say that without calling the times, but there are 11 games in the rearview mirror. 2017 at home, right? 15 and 18 away from home. And the last 10 games are 4-6, and they lost last night against to the Boston Celtics. So they're not going anywhere. I don't see much coming out of the West. You know, they can say what they want. Okay, number 8, the Dallas Mavericks with Luka and Kyrie. These guys aren't going to be ready for the playoffs. What is it? March? The playoffs start in what? 4 weeks? April.
The
middle of April, I believe they start. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at this. 70 games has been played, so there's only 12 games left. I don't see much of a change happening. Dallas is not going anywhere. They're 11.5 games, 4-6 in the last 10 games since the coupling of Kyrie and Luka Doncic together. Now, we knew Luka did not play well with others. Let's put it that way. Now it's apparent he's really can't play that. He can't even mesh with others. He can't mesh sharing the ball. Now it takes me back to that trade when they had with Trey, the guy in Atlanta, where they traded Luka and Trey. Well, that we know he's a hot guy. Look, what's his name? Trey Young.
No.
Did anybody win at that trade? Because initially I thought, Dallas had won that trade. Luka's bigger, stronger, more healthier. But looking back on it, one guy might be too small to play in the league, too fragile. I mean, we talk about Steph Curry, but Steph Curry goes through a lot to stay in the league. The other guy might be too slow to win with. Now, let's move on down the line. We got the Oklahoma City Thunder. Yes, Oklahoma City Thunder. And why waste any time talking about them? They're 34-35. They're going nowhere fast. And you got a number 10 spot. beating out the Utah Jazz by 1. You have the Los Angeles Lakers, 34-36, still below 500. Why is anybody rooting for a team that's below 500? I have no idea. They haven't shown that they wanted to play. They haven't shown that they can play. They haven't shown, well, LeBron James hasn't shown he wants to play defense when he does play. They're 12.5 games back, 6-4 in their last 10. They take 2 steps forward and a step back. I think Anthony Davis really doesn't want to play for the Lakers anymore. He's tired of being the odd man out. Yeah, he doesn't show any enthusiasm for playing for the Lakers. LeBron James gets all the credit when he's playing on the court, and he gets all the credit, and he gets all the, if they lose, it's because LeBron James wasn't there, even though they didn't have a winning record with him on the court. That being said, Utah Jazz, and I always mention that they were in first place at one time. They had 33-36, but without Jordan Clarkson, they are dropping faster than a hot meteor to the earth. 23-13 at home, 13-23 away from the home. Not going to get it done. At least they don't have the worst record. Who's got the Golden State Warriors with 7-27, 7 wins, and 27 losses when they're at home. I mean, when they're away, when they're on the road. They've only got 7 wins on the road all year. Out of 34 games they played on the road, they played half their games on the road. More than, about half of them. They've only won 7 of them. So people say, Golden State, where? Where are you getting this analysis from? You better hope that they're gonna be playing at home. And from the look at where they're standing, they're not going to be playing at home. Well, they could be. They're in sixth place. But if they're not playing at home, it's an automatic loss. And if they lose one at home, it's over.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. James, you got the New Orleans Pelicans on down.
New Orleans Pelicans, we got 33-36. They're 22-13 at home, 11-23 away. They're on a losing streak of 1, and they won 3 of their last 10. Not going anywhere. Portland Trailblazers, 31-38. 17-16 at home, 14-22 away. They don't win too many games. Losing streak of 4, 3-7 is their record. Losing streak of
losing streak of 4.
Wow, Jesus. San Antonio already got the E.
You already got the E.
The playoffs.
Good to go.
They already got the E. 18-51. They are 12-24 at home, 6-27 away. They won 6 games away. Oh my God! Losing streak of 1. They won 4 of their last 6.
So I was wrong. Actually, we have 2 teams that are worse than the Golden State in the West: the San Antonio Spurs and the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, the Houston Rockets at the bare bottom was 17-52.
Woo!
Woo! They won 17 games all
year. They won 2 of them just this week.
11 and
back to back.
Back to back. Yeah,
good time.
2. 4 of 6. 4 of their last 10, they won.
There you go.
Well, never too late to continue to play. But the question is, how do they keep going down there and playing with a record like that? How does that happen?
I mean, I can guarantee you can get tickets pretty cheap.
Or they might be giving them away outside.
They're giving them away to YMCA, at WNBA games, or anything. Anybody want any tickets? You can go see them for free. No doubt about that.
Well, they're not trying hard anyway. Their highest paid player is Jalen Gordon for $19 million. Erick Gordon.
Erick Gordon isn't with them anymore.
Erick Gordon making $19 million.
That's right. He's with the Clippers now. That was the trade. He left out of Houston.
Right.
That's right. He took off. Get me out of here.
So they got nobody there. So they're gonna have to do some rebuilding.
Well, it's things like this that just make you go, Stephen Silas is the coach, son of legendary basketball player Paul Silas.
Well, everybody can't be on the top at the same time. You gotta make your way.
But you don't have to be 20. You don't have to be 29 games out.
Hey, you know.
So as the world turns, that's what's happening in the Western Conference. Now, looking at it, I still think Denver's going to take it. The 5 and what is it? 20, 49, 60. So they played 69 games. So they have 21 more games to go. Will they lose? Sacramento's coming on strong. So we'll see what's happening.
I don't know. Grizzlies not a pushover either. Grizzlies or Phoenix not a pushover either.
The Grizzlies, they're rushing John Morant back. But I don't know if that's a good idea.
He's not coming back.
I hope they don't. You know, I hope his family does not allow this. I'm sure the team would do whatever the family wants. I'm sure of it. Listen, I don't know. They would get too much bad publicity if the family comes out and says they wanted to keep him out and they rushed him back. So they're not gonna chance that. No, they're not gonna chance it. This is really what we're seeing, whether we like it or not. And this is gonna upset people. Whether we like it or not, we're seeing whether the family wants. They've set up all these interviews and where he's out here talking, trying to give the standing points that he's learned this lesson. I mean, at 23, he learned this lesson in 11 days. Wow, that's fantastic. I wish we all were that smart because I darn sure didn't learn my lesson for years. A lot more than 11 days, but all of a sudden, you know, it's just too soon. It's just too soon for the circumstances that this kid is under, the pressure that he's under. His family needs to, you know, take a hit, take a lick, and just, you know, send him to Croatia on a mountain. Let him, you know, Zen Buddhist, Zen Christianity. Let him find himself.
As long as he don't end up with Ricky Williams.
Ricky Williams, he had problems when he was a kid. You know, that weed didn't help either. They always tell you that, oh, you know, weed is such a remedy for like stress and no.
Oh boy! Don't get caught up with that. Stay away from that, man. It don't sound right.
Well, you know, they might send him to Ricky Williams for counseling. Yeah.
That's my point. I'm sure by now Ricky's probably one of the counselors out there somewhere.
So, you know, we see the type of people that the NBA will surround their player with when they're so-called, you know, giving them a timeout, you know, trying to ingratiate, try to get him acclimated to life, you know, the type of people that they put him around, and they're going to come out worse than ever. That might have been what happened to Ricky.
You know, sometimes I think it cuts these guys at the knees when they leave college too soon.
Yeah.
When they leave college too soon, they don't get the full experience of college and the time to continue to mature. And they just jump right into life with both feet and, you know, throwing every cautious to the wind, and it'll get you because now you got all these followers, everybody on your bandwagon pumping you up.
You can't do no wrong.
And you
can't do no wrong.
Yeah.
You definitely need the maturity that if you're going to have to deal with the world every day, especially publicly, as these kids will have to do, being out in the public, being noticed and seen, watched, thought about, talked about. You do need, you need maybe 2 or 3 years of college if you can get it, because you're being thrown in with grown people who are, you know, 30, 35 years old or whatever the case may be. And you're not going to jive with them. You're not jiving with them. You're jiving with your old homies. You know, you're bringing them along.
Like my dad always said, life will eat you up and spit you out.
Well, you know, another incident like this, you know, they're going to have you on the circuit again, talking, saying all the right things again, but you haven't learned anything. And it's impossible for you to learn anything in 11 days when you just have a whirlwind of controversy going around you. Controversy is controversy, but it's not education. And you need to have time to step back and reflect upon this type of thing. And it takes longer than that because you have to reflect upon who you are as a person. What are you looking for in life as a person? Where do you want to go as a person? And who do you represent as a person? Those are very important things. And you're not going to get that in 11 days from a bunch of so-called psychiatrists where they sit you on the couch and they ask you, how do you feel? Yeah, been there, done that. How do you feel? Well, if you have to search yourself for your own answers, you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
But that being said, we wish you the best, and hopefully, everything always works out for the good, y'all. Just look at it like that. But you want it to work out for your good, and you're gonna have to put some effort into it. Anything you want to say in closing, Mr. James?
Don't be afraid.
When is LeBron coming back?
Don't be afraid of LeBron. Why come back? Then I got to do nothing. Take the rest of the summer off.
If he comes back, Anthony Davis is going to get hurt because Anthony Davis does not want to be bothered with any of this nonsense anymore. Anthony Davis is fine as long as LeBron is off the court. When LeBron comes back, he's going to go out injured.
All right. Well, it's the end of the week, folks. We had a great time. Hope you did too. See you at the top of next week. Have a safe and wonderful weekend.
Let's see. Safe and wonderful weekend. Stay out of those strip clubs. They're very costly. Not just expensive, they're very costly. So
I hear they're getting really great restaurants in these clubs now that give you better food to try to keep you there longer now.
Here's my point again. When did we shake this friggin' image? We worry about getting stereotyped. Oh, they're stereotyping us. Really? How many white athletes do you know get caught up in strip clubs? I'll listen. I'll wait. You guys can write in on the chat. Let me hear it. Where nothing good is going to happen in the strip club. Can we establish that? Is anything good going to happen in the strip club? Nope.
You go in there with a couple of dollars in the pocket, come out with even less.
You got nothing.
And
it's some extra drama. So, as a black man, I want to say this unequivocally. Young black males, stay out of these strip joints. They're nothing but a ruse. They're going to steal all your money. You're going to come down with some disease, okay? And you might end up owing people and get in the fight. Show guns while you're sitting around and just wasting time. They try to push this on you like it's something special. It's nothing special. It's a den of iniquity. There's nothing you're going to get out of there positive. You're not going to come out in the positive on any type of way once you walk in through that door. Now, nobody else is going to tell you this because they're scared. No, I'm not. I'm going to tell you. Save your money. Buy your houses. Junior Bridgman owns half of Naples, Florida, down here. The former basketball player. Look him up. Okay? You can do a lot more with your money than anything you're going to find in the strip club. It's not for you. And it has nothing to do with race. Leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
With that, I'm out of here. As usual, I said too much when I thought I was going to say nothing. Just take the mic away. Take the mic away from me.
Hurt nobody. Get on down. Peace and love. Catch you on the next one.